White person? What is the solution? I don't know. Hi, welcome. If you're just landing on this video, you have to watch the previous one. Click on this link, because this is gonna sound wild if you're just catching this video. The reason that I want to frame race as a social construct and not the solution for the problem is that for me, as a white person, one of the biggest hurdles that I had to jump was reconciling Black voices. Trying to make sense of the race issue in my country, America, while processing all of the information that I was taking in through books and history and individual lived experiences and the day-to-day life of Black people in America, I came across the need to have to reconcile Black voices that didn't agree. I needed to reconcile voices like Amanda Seales, Terry Crews, Dr. Umar, and Candace Owens, all of whom do not agree. I needed to take all of these voices and braid them into Blackness. And none of these people really agree on many things other than that they are Black. If you don't know who some of these people are, the quick rundown is Candace Owens is a pundit for the Republican Party. Amanda Seales is out here teaching lessons in a slightly aggressive way for some people. Terry Crews is having his Blackness question, just living his life. And Dr. Umar is making up all kinds of stories. But for me, there was a very specific catalyst for why the framing needed to change. And that was this tweet. Social media has made non-Black people think they are part of the Black community. There are no boundaries anymore. They know our slang language, our dances, our hair secrets, our inside jokes, and I hate it so much. That's from the Nap Ministry. Reading that tweet was the catalyst for me, because what I took away from that, or what I take away from that, is that we know all of these things, yet we're still missing a fundamental point as white people for Black people. Like, we are still missing something. And for me, the thing that was missing and that needed to take center stage is trauma. I think that swapping out race for trauma, well, I don't think, I know, because I do it in my advocacy and it works. That swapping out race for trauma does such a better job of hitting home what is being missed from that tweet. Because I needed to reconcile Black voices that didn't agree, for me, Blackness couldn't be the through line because they didn't agree. The framing had to shift to be trauma is the through line, and a group of people have experienced trauma because we believed in the idea of race. Now, just quick caveat. Trauma and resilience. Those two things always come hand in hand. So don't think that I'm like, oh, Black trauma, always Black trauma. Because there has been resilience and it has been beautiful, and we will get to that point. I just need to talk about trauma right now. As I have always said, it is so crucial to find the root of the problem in order to heal it. And for me, where I have arrived is that the root to this problem was the mere fact that we believed the idea of race in the first place. We as white people took something so integral to a human's experience, their literal skin color, and then beat the living out of them for centuries, and created such a wild, oppressive structure around it, and have been trying to validate it ever since. Because from creating that structure, we created laws and ideas and concepts and practices that just continually snowballed into what we have today as race. We are tracking Blackness and what we have come to define Blackness as, all the while causing people trauma. Just get out the f***ing way. Trauma is what is being caused, and that is what is being asked of us as white people, to stop causing trauma. And Black people are asking that through the structure which has caused the trauma, which is race. To be anti-racist is to be aware of and stop causing trauma. I appreciate anyone who has stayed through this entire thing, because this has been really the apex of so much in my life. from just my own awareness and my own growth and my own whiteness. And if you have survived through these videos, I appreciate it. I will be going more into depth on some of these things with my beautiful co-host Dom on a podcast that I will be starting called Our Privileged Opinion, where her and I are going to dive in deeper into social constructs and really break them down and talk about them. The first episode is going to be launched September 18th, so please stay tuned for that. Thank you for your support there as well. But please go out into the world, be good and do good, and I will see you next week. Goodbye. That was like a really good stream of consciousness.